Have you been told that your chronic pain is a life sentence? That it's some kind of burden you just have to manage, probably with a bag full of prescriptions that barely take the edge off? You've seen the specialists, you've tried the treatments, and yet you're still in pain, still feeling stuck. For so long, the medical world has treated chronic pain like it's just a long-lasting version of acute pain. You touch a hot stove, nerves send a danger signal to your brain, you feel pain, and you pull your hand back. Simple cause and effect. Tissue damage equals pain. But chronic pain is a totally different animal. Studies like the Global Burden of Disease confirm that chronic pain is a leading cause of disability worldwide, and that's largely because it's so misunderstood and poorly treated. Many of you have been living with this pain for months, maybe even years, long after any original injury should have healed. And maybe you've even been told it's all in your head, which is frustrating, because the pain feels incredibly real. And it's real. The issue isn't in your body's tissues anymore. It's that the pain system itself has gone haywire. So here's the paradigm shift that can change everything. Chronic pain is often the result of what's called neuroplasticity, is the brain's amazing ability to rewire itself based on what we do and experience. It's how we learn to play the guitar or speak a new language. But sometimes this process can go wrong. After an injury or even just a period of intense stress, the brain can actually be in pain. It builds super efficient neural pathways that do one thing: fire pain signals on a loop, even when there's no new injury. Think of it like a car alarm that's gotten way too sensitive. The first time it went off, there was a real threat. But now, a strong gust of wind or a cat walking by sets it off, blaring at full volume. Your nervous system has become that oversensitive alarm. The pain signals are real, but the original threat is long gone. This condition is known as central sensitization. But here's the best part. Because the brain can learn pain, it can also We can use that same neuroplasticity to build new healthy pathways, quiet down the old ones, and bring our nervous system back into balance. This isn't about ignoring your pain. It's about fundamentally retraining your brain's response to it. Our solution uses a two-pronged approach. First, we calm the body's physical inflammation that's fanning the flames. Second, we directly retrain the brain to stop sending those faulty alarm signals. This journey of retraining and healing isn't a quick fix. It's about reclaiming control, one step at a time. It all rests on three foundational pillars. Before we can effectively rewire the brain, we have to lower the background noise of physical inflammation. Chronic inflammation is tied to so many diseases and can be a constant trigger for an already sensitized nervous system. And while conventional anti-inflammatory drugs can have serious side effects, nature has given us some powerful compounds to help. One of the most well-known is turmeric, or more specifically, its active compound, curcumin. Curcumin is a powerhouse that gets right in there and interferes with the molecular pathways that fuel inflammation. Dozens of studies show it can help block a key molecule that acts like a master switch for turning on inflammatory genes. Next up is ginger. For centuries, people have used this root to soothe pain and inflammation. Modern science backs this up, showing that daily ginger can significantly lower inflammatory markers in the blood and ease joint pain. Another promising herb is Boswellia serrata, or Indian frankincense. It contains specific acids that have been shown to inhibit the production of inflammatory chemicals, especially those involved in joint pain. Bringing these into your life, through your diet, or with high-quality supplements, can create a calmer internal environment. This makes the brain retraining work so much more effective. Of course, it's always important to talk with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement, just to make sure it's right for you and won't interact with other medications. Alongside these herbs, an anti-inflammatory diet is key. This just means focusing on real whole foods, fruits, vegetables, healthy fats like olive oil and avocados, and omega-3 rich fish. And at the same time, working to cut out the processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats that feed that inflammatory fire. The second pillar is changing your mental and emotional relationship with pain. This is where modern mind-body science, especially cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, comes in. CBT is considered a first-line psychological treatment for chronic pain because it helps you untangle the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that get wrapped up in the pain experience. When you're in pain all the time, it's so easy to fall into a cycle of catastrophizing. You think, this is unbearable, it's never going to end, my life is over. But these aren't just thoughts, they're neurological events. They trigger a stress response, flood your system with cortisol, and can actually amplify the pain signals in your brain, making those faulty pathways even stronger. CBT teaches you to catch those automatic negative thoughts and question them, to become a detective of your own mind. When the thought "I can't do anything because of this pain" pops up, you learn to pause and ask, is that really 100% true? Is there anything at all, no matter how small, that I can do? This isn't about pretending the pain isn't there. It's about separating the raw physical sensation from the story you're telling yourself about it. Studies show CBT-based approaches can significantly improve quality of life and reduce the depression and anxiety that often come with chronic pain. It hands you back the steering wheel, giving you a sense of control, which is one of the first things pain tries to steal. The final and most active step is to directly engage in practices that rewire your brain's pain pathways. We do this through mindfulness and something called somatic tracking. Mindfulness is simply the practice of paying attention to the present moment, on purpose, without judgment. Now, if you're in pain, that might sound like the last thing you want to do. Why would you want to pay more attention to something so awful? But the key is that without judgment part. A lot of our suffering doesn't come from the raw sensation of pain, but from our resistance to it. We tense up, we fight it, we try to run away from it in our minds. All of that resistance tells the brain there's a danger, which keeps that alarm system on high alert. Here's a simple exercise to see what I mean. Don't try to fix a thing, just notice. Find a comfortable spot. Now gently bring your attention to the area of your pain. Instead of labeling it as bad or unbearable, just get curious about the raw sensation itself. Is it hot or cold, sharp or dull? Does it pulse, or is it constant? Is it tingling, aching, throbbing? You're just observing the sensory data without the story. You're separating the sensation from the suffering. So this practice is called somatic tracking. When you do this, you're actually sending a powerful new message to your brain. You're signaling that the sensation itself is not a threat, that you are safe. By observing the pain with curiosity instead of fear, you actively deactivate the fear circuits that are tangled up with the pain circuits. You are teaching your brain that the alarm is faulty and that it's okay to turn the volume down. So, this three-part approach, calming inflammation, reframing your thoughts, and rewiring your brain, is honestly a journey. It really does take patience, and yeah, it takes consistency too. But every single step you take is a step towards lasting freedom from pain. If this resonates with you and you feel ready to start your own healing journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're going to be doing deep dives into each of these topics with guided practices and expert interviews coming up. And hey, please share your experience in the comments below. What's been your biggest struggle with chronic pain? What are some things you've found that actually help? Your story matters, and honestly, your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. For way too long, you've been told to just manage your pain. But management isn't healing. It's time to change that story. Chronic pain is not a life sentence. It's a condition of a sensitized nervous system. And your nervous system is totally capable of incredible change. By calming your body with natural anti-inflammatories, you lay the foundation for healing to begin. By reframing your relationship with pain, you take your power back from the fear. And by mindfully observing the sensations in your body, you actively teach your brain to feel safe again, rewiring it for a life with less pain. This path isn't about a magic pill. It's about recognizing the profound power you have in your own body and mind to create real, lasting change. The journey starts right now. You have the tools, you have the power, and you are not alone. Click the link at the bottom of the description. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks for watching.